And I told you sometimes back that there is some power, some sort of power in black folks that white people most of the time want to siphon. Maybe not directly like taking somebody's energy or anything, but what I meant is that black people are special in some type of way because understand that any place a black person steps, or if a black person is in a cause of doing something, 90% of the time it will be successful. And this explains the reason as to why we always see white people always wanting black folks to go on the streets for them because they know that black people know how to get something. Today, white folks are asking for a truce and they want black folks to stand on the front line to help fight these greedy um, government. Sometimes we might overlook the question that who put those types of people in power. Definitely, you have the answer. It is white folks again. But right now, they have noticed that there is something about the voices of black folks. They've noticed that the black folks have an aura to the extent that when they want something, they'll most definitely get it. And this has been proven historically. This has been proven historically because black people have fought for the cause of majority of the things that they have fought for. They end up being successful in asking when black folks decide that they want to boycott something, they'll most definitely get it. So here we are seeing white folks who are now realizing this. And now they're realizing that they cannot do without black folks. They're realizing that their cause or what they want, their intentions, it is as important as having black folks. And I told you that these things that these folks want, it is a trap. It's either one, they are using you. Two, after getting the things that they want, they'll most definitely go back to the default setting. I told you again, there is nothing like equality. They're just siphoning your energy. They want you to fight for something that you didn't help them break. So they want black folks to fix all these things that black folks never break. Brothers and sisters, I don't want to say much, but I want you to watch this video. Then I'll be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this.
Okay, so I posted a video about how I wanted the left and the right to come together to join forces and actually fight against the government.
Y'all know America's losing this war, right?
One of the most incredible things I have witnessed over this past year and a half of Trump 2.0 is how insanely in sync the black community has been. I mean, right after the election, there was this wholesale withdrawal from politics. And it was like suddenly black folks all over the country were gardening and doing Tai Chi, anything other than protesting. And then a few weeks ago, the Supreme Court case hit, gutting the Voting Rights Act, and suddenly everybody is activated again. And folks are marching across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And I just have never seen a community so in tune with one another without any sort of real marching orders. And it just made me think that the black community really is the canary in the coal mine. And they could probably save us a whole lot of grief as a nation if we would just wake up.
A video about how I wanted the left and the right to come together to join forces and actually fight against the government. And when I say the government, I'm not saying, oh my God, I regret voting for Trump. It's Trump. It's all the Republicans. They're all so bad. When I posted that, it was intended so that they realized everyone is bad. Not just Trump, not just Clintons. They're all owned. They're all owned by AIPAC. They're all owned by Israel.
Crystal Beth, let's not play this game. Is this y'all new thing now? Now y'all want to be fucking kumbaya? No, bitch. Thoughts and tariffs. This is what y'all voted for. Look here, meth head Methany. The only reason you want to come together is because you realizing your vote affected you. You realize that man don't give a fuck about y'all. You thought because you was white, blonde, and Botox the fuck out that you are going to survive these 4 years. No, bitch, none of us are surviving. Maybe next time you will understand that racism is very fucking expensive. And it doesn't just cost us, it costs you too. Now y'all want to be against Israel. We told you that shit during the fucking election, that motherfucking office was bought and paid for. Y'all didn't give a fuck. Y'all just wanted the illegals gone. Y'all wanted black women at the bottom. Y'all wanted y'all whiteness not to be shameful. How the fuck does it look now for y'all? Kind of crazy how y'all want unity after y'all fucked over everybody. Let me make something very fucking clear to you. I will not unify with a racist, a bigot, an idiot, a homophobic, a transphobic, an anti-Muslim, anti-black. We don't want to unify with y'all asses. Y'all fucking disease. All of a sudden, y'all want to be MAGA no more. No, stay your ass where you at. Remember, the country is burning down because of you. You and your people. You and your cult. This is not We Are the World. The world is burning because you decided to put that man in office. Because, bitch, we didn't vote for him. Now take your licks like you supposed to. And remember, we give no fucking sympathy. Y'all didn't have any.
Somebody said that foundational Black Americans would not be rooting for the downfall of America because this is the country that our great-great-great-grandparents built. And I would just like to say, you're half right. And before anybody tries to come and question me, baby, I'm 6 generations deep in this bitch. And I know exactly who and where I come from. So let's get into it. Yes, our family members, our ancestors, our people built this country. By 1860, 4 million enslaved people produced well over 60% of this nation's wealth. Enslaved Africans and enslaved African Americans literally and figuratively built this nation. That includes the U.S. Capitol and the White House. If you would like to, you can read more about that at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American Culture. Please understand that slavery created the startup capital for the U.S. economy's rise. And that capital accumulated under slavery continues to grow exponentially because of compound interest. It accrues today to the white heirs of the estates built by slave labor. And the heirs of the Black laborers who toiled for free have been excluded by law from their rightful inheritance. So yeah, our ancestors built this country, without a doubt. And then this country denied them their 40 acres and a mule that they were promised. And then this country passed black codes to put them back into legal servitude. And then created sharecropping to keep them economically trapped. Used redlining to deny them home ownership. Used the GI Bill to build white generational wealth while denying Black veterans. And today, without intervention, it would take 228 years for the average Black American family to build the same wealth as their white counterparts. 228 years. According to the NAACP. So when I look at this country, I don't see a country that was built for us. I see a corporation that was built by us, owned by someone else that has never once paid its debt. A corporation that quite literally needs an underclass to function. Did you know that Black Americans hold 2% of the nation's wealth? Less than 2%, according to Berkeley Economic Review. And that's not by accident. That is a feature of this nation, of this corporation. So will the fall of America hurt Black and brown communities first? Yes, of course. It always does. Every economic crisis in American history, Black and brown communities see it and feel it first. The 2008 housing crisis, Black families, Black American families felt it first, losing 53% of the wealth. COVID, Black Americans died at twice the rate. Every recession, every inflation spike, every single crisis, same story. So in that respect, I understand why some people are saying don't root for the fall of America. But here's my question. What exactly are we protecting? A system that was designed with our subjugation built into the infrastructure? A corporation that used our ancestors as startup capital? Still ain't paid that debt? Instead of saying that I'm rooting for destruction, I'm just going to say that I'm rooting for something better to be built in its place. You wouldn't renovate a house whose foundation was built on the bones of your ancestors and call it home.
This is what I don't understand about the whole blacks with Iran, Black Americans with Iran. Like, I understand that you don't like our president. I understand that everything in America is not great, especially when it comes to us. And why y'all think that, at least I'm trying to assume, because I'm trying to understand the logic, that it would be better anywhere else is mind-boggling to me. These people do not care, about Black Americans at all. We have a lot of freedoms here in America. All of us do. Black, white, don't matter. And at the end of the day, if they destroy this place, Black Americans, you don't have nowhere to go. Like these immigrants always saying, they got a home to go back to. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I'm gonna keep it real with you. And this is not to say if anything happens to America, if you think the world is gonna be peaceful after that, you are sadly mistaken. This shit is about power, money and power. And all these countries who have a big guy who sits on at top of it, they all care about that. I don't care, America, China, Russia, it doesn't matter. All that's going to do is have somebody else in power, and then they I promise you will adopt the same thing. It will probably be, as if you can imagine, 100 times worse than what we're dealing with right now. because you won't have the freedom to say what you want to say. You won't have a lot of things that we take for granted as Americans. And I'm not saying you gotta kiss America. Again, I ain't saying you gotta, but this notion that, spare us, how they gonna spare you? Baby, you're in the country with right along with everybody else. Where are you gonna go? These countries do not show they colored people. They do not like you like that. I don't know, which I don't understand. We don't have, especially Black Americans, we don't have any friends. This is all we got, whether we like it or not. Once you understand how this power play and stuff and how these countries really run, all of them. It's not just America. I understand America done a lot of atrocities. I get it, but I'm telling you, it is all of them. All these countries want to be America. Despite all the bad stuff that America's done, you should know that with all the bad stuff that y'all hear that constantly come out all the time. You should have an understanding of this, that they don't go by morals. They don't go by right and wrong. You think you would notice by now, but y'all act so dense. Y'all better get it together.
To Iran, I don't like that man and I did not vote for him. I do not agree with him. If we could all serve him on a silver platter to you, then we definitely would. Black people didn't even want to be here. They forced us to be here. So that death to America, that's an AB conversation. And see us out. I ain't do nothing.
This message is for Iran. So the black community don't got nothing to do with this. We don't have nothing to do with this. Please do not harm us. If y'all could just let us know exactly what y'all going to plan out so we can get our families and go. We do not support anything that is going on in America right now, as well as the country, as well as the fucking universe. Like, we really don't. Like, anything that is causing chaos and innocent lives being taken, we are not a part of that shit, okay? So I need for y'all, I know it's an eye for an eye, but I need y'all to take the eyes that cause this drama and cause this pain and cause all this turmoil and are standing behind whatever the fuck they feel is right when it comes to y'all. Yeah, I need y'all to take those eyes. Don't take these eyes. Get those eyes. Get those, the ones that are causing this. Because we, the black community, ain't got shit to do with this. We over here fighting for our lives too. We over here fighting for our lives too. Watch TikTok. Go on TikTok and put black people fighting for their lives in America. Okay? Yeah, all right. Bye-bye.
Y'all know America's losing this war, right? Y'all know America is losing this war. I refuse to say we because I'm not a part of this shit. Y'all are losing this war. Yeah. Big time. Now I'm going to ask that you please use your common sense, although I understand for the bulk of Americans, common sense packed its bags and relocated. But for those of you who still have common sense, all you have to do is compare the media coverage that we received during the war of Afghanistan, Iraq, versus this war with Iran. You notice how you're not getting shit? You're not getting any information? You're not receiving nothing. Mind you, the technology that we have today far advances the technology that we had back then. And we had footage of everything that was going on back then. They were showing us everything. They didn't care about censoring because America was winning. We're not winning. Excuse me. Y'all not winning. And since American citizens are not receiving any update, any information via American media news outlets, let me let y'all see these clips of what Iran is saying, okay?
A message to the President of the United States. The outcome of war cannot be determined by tweets. The result of a war is determined in the field, the very place where you and your forces do not dare to approach, and you can only talk about it in your tweets. It's better to name this war as Epic Fear instead of Epic Fury.
Basically what he said is, the President of the United States ain't got nothing but Twitter fingers. He's a keyboard warrior, certified keyboard warrior. And if we're going to be honest, there's not one president in the United States history that has tweeted as much as President Donald Trump has. Not one. Since the entire existence of the platform, of the social media platform, not one has tweeted more than Donald Trump himself. But not just that. Watch this clip too.
این که ما میگوییم آتش بس نمیخواهیم نه به این دلیل که دنبال جنگ هستیم، به این دلیل که این بار این جنگ باید به شکلی تمام بشود که دشمنان ما دیگر هرگز به فکر تکرار این حملات و این تجاوز نیفتند. و من فکر میکنم تا همین الان هم درس خوبی فرا گرفتند. فهمیدن که با چه ملتی طرف هستند که در دفاع از خودش هیچ تردیدی نمیکنه و آمادگی داره که جنگ رو تا هر کجا که هست ادامه بده و به هر کجا که هست بکشه.
Does that sound like a nation that is scared of the greatest military strength of the world? Because they're not. They're not. And they're defending themselves really well. They're quite successful, actually. Yeah. Since when have you ever heard any other nation talk to America like this during a war. During war.
Let me tell y'all something. Don't believe this bullshit ass news about Iran going to be attacking America. If something happens to America, the government did it. If something happens here on government soil from Iran, the government did it. I am noticing that this president is using every reason possible to abuse these war powers already. I just read an article where they're trying to say that Iran conspired to attack California with drones. Of all places, California. They're going to attack California for what? What's here? What are they going to attack with drones here in California? For what? That's so that he can have security here in California to do his bidding. Let's just call it what it is. He's using the war in Iran so that he can unleash security all over in democratic states, claiming, oh, they're threatening here. So we need to put security out there. We need to put ICE out there. Just so you know, just in case something pops off, let's go ahead and put security out there. When we were battling Iraq, we didn't even have this. I knew. And the funny thing about this is Iran's not worried about the United States attacking civilians. They told you who they want. They said it out loud. They're not worried about attacking civilians. They are very political in their movements. They have reasons. They do things with thoughts. They're not like the United States just going over there just doing anything. That's not Iran. Y'all think that they just some, little low down. You know how these people think. They think that they just some little dust, rag wearing this and that. Just like they underestimate black folks. Anybody of color, they're never smart. They're these imbeciles. They never think that they're smart. They went over there to Iran. They underestimated Iran. Iran started pummeling Israel. You better be lucky that Israel is the part of the United States. You better be lucky that they control this big piece of land. You better be lucky because they talk a lot of shit over there in the Middle East and they don't play that shit. Now we're going to lose this war and we're going to lose it badly because first of all, there's nothing Trump can do over there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's going to try to take over the Strait of Hormuz. Russia and China is not going to have that happen. You already know he's in Putin's pocket. So he's not going to do this. This is all spectacle. This is theater. This is so he can use war powers to do his bidding for 2026 midterms and to keep people's mind off the Epstein files. This is going to give him more power so he can abuse it, so he can spend as much money as he wants, or his people that's around him can spend as much money as they want, so we can go down the drain in the deficit. Nothing's going to change, y'all. He's telling you that oil prices going. He don't got no power with no goddamn oil. They don't have, this is a global industry. Like oil is a global industry. It's based on what the people said it as. The president don't got no power over that, and he knows he ain't got no power over that. But he can tell his people this because they think so. They think, oh, well, he can tell them, oh, yeah, it's going to end in a couple weeks. Just give it a couple weeks. And then a couple weeks come. Oh, we're going to be out there for, just bear it out for another 2 months. 2 months. And then 2 months go by. Oh, well, we're going to get there by the end of the year. Just give it to the end of the year. Then the end of the year get here. Well, we'll probably be there for another year because we got this. This is what administrations do. They keep tagging you along, but we're spending over $1 billion a day over there in Iran. But we don't got money for healthcare. We don't got money for schooling. We don't got money for special needs, trans, HIV, you name it, anything for the people.
So this is going to be me explaining why I left MAGA and I want nothing to do with it anymore. I noticed the second I started calling out my own side, I wasn't debated. None of that. I was literally just labeled as the enemy and as a leftist. Somewhere along the way, the whole small government thing turned into unquestionable authority. And let me make this very clear. I do not stand for either side anymore because I genuinely believe both parties are owned by the same people, and voting to me is just an illusion at this point. And at the end of the day, they just want us fighting each other while they laugh at the top. I am watching people excuse things they would have called tyrannical 10 years ago. I watched no new wars just turn into more conflicts overseas. And honestly, I jumped off the MAGA train right when Donald Trump said, "Are we still talking about Epstein?" Yeah, we are. Before anyone says, "Oh, you finally woke up," I still stand on my conservative values. Most of MAGA aren't real conservatives anyway. I mean, I've even seen people cheer for what happened to Renee Good, call themselves Christians. Just to make it clear, I didn't celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk, and I will not be celebrating what happened to Renee Good either, because what happened was just completely unjustifiable. I am right now just watching people straight up lick the boot while not thinking that it could be them tomorrow. I thought that I voted for mass deportations when clearly we haven't even had 1 million. And now I'm seeing that it's just for more surveillance on Americans and non-citizens. And I just refuse to defend a movement who protects power instead of people.
Dear MAGA Americans, I think that many of you deep down are perturbed over what happened with Renee Good dying at the hands of an ICE officer. And I think that you know that something is amiss in the country Everyone, it's Rich here at Leaving MAGA at leavingmaga.org. For those of you who are in MAGA right now and you're questioning whether this movement is for you and whether you should stay in MAGA, maybe the death of Renee Good is the final straw for you. Maybe this is where you say enough is enough and you walk away from MAGA and leave behind a movement and a leader in Donald Trump who have made acceptable avoidable deaths and suffering. And maybe this is the exit ramp for you to join us at Leaving MAGA. We are a community that counters the toxic community of MAGA. We are one of truth. We are one of fairness. We are one of love. We are people reclaim their individuality, a community where you no longer need to dehumanize other people, and a community where you no longer need to justify the unjustifiable. So make sure you reach out to us if you're having doubts right now. Contact us through direct message. Visit our website at leavingmaga.org. My email is there. For many of you right now who might be having doubts, maybe the death of Renee Good is the final straw for you. There is a better way than staying in MAGA. So make sure you reach out to us if you need that support. We are here to help. I know where you've been. I know what you might be going through. You don't need to go through it alone.
Is backed by tech billionaire Peter Thiel, and he founded a Trumpy right-wing dating app called Date Right Stuff. I hate that name, by the way. I think it's clunky, and I think that maybe he could have done better. So in the video you just saw, McGinty insinuated that women in this country are not actually suffering as much from abortion bans as Democrats, specifically Kamala Harris, keep saying they are. He acts as though just because he doesn't know anyone who's experienced the negative side of these red state abortion bans, they're probably not real. At least he wants his audience to believe that they're not real. Unfortunately for him, his video went viral, so the women that he was asking about, they made themselves known, either by posting video responses of their own horrifying stories or detailing their stories in the comments. Here are just a few of the responses. One woman said, "My water suddenly broke and I went to the ER. They sent me home. Started cramping and went back to the ER. I miscarried at 17 weeks in the restroom at the ER because I wasn't deemed an emergency." So it doesn't sound like she was trying to kill her baby. Another woman said, "I was told when I had a possible ectopic pregnancy that I would have to wait until it made me septic to get the surgery to save my life." That is solid medical advice right there. Wait until you're nearly dead and then we'll do our best to reverse course. And one more, had a cyst burst inside my uterus while pregnant, causing a miscarriage. The on-call doc said it's best to wait a week to see if it comes out naturally. Now I can have 0 children because my uterus is gone. That was a preventable outcome, and again, this is coming from a woman who wanted to have children, and now she can't. Meanwhile, Republicans can't seem to stop criticizing women for being childless. And personally, I don't have his story because I will be 30.
What does he think? We're stupid? And the people online that are trying to pretend that we are the ones betraying Trump for holding him accountable to his promises that he made to us when we voted for him, when we encouraged other people to vote for him. You're pretending that we're the ones that are problematic? This level of gaslighting that's taking place. You got Laura Loomer out there saying, screenshot every tweet that's against Donald Trump. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. You better start capturing Donald Trump's tweets that are going out right now because they seem pretty against Donald Trump's idea.
Why are y'all so angry? You have the White House, you have both houses of Congress, you have a Supreme Court that is completely obedient to your president. They're willing to give him unlimited power. They're willing to say that he can take SEAL Team 6 and kill anybody he wants. They were willing to affirm that. They're willing to say that ICE can racially profile anybody they want. The United States Supreme Court has said you can racially profile Latinos based on their accent or the way they look. You guys have everything you want. You have legal racial profiling. You've ended DEI. You've ended affirmative action. You get all the best jobs even if you're not qualified. You can be a Fox Weekend host and be the Defense Department's Secretary of Defense. You can be Kash Patel and be a podcaster who wants to go to Valhalla and run the FBI as long as you're conservative. You have everything. Why are y'all so angry? What the fuck are you angry about?
You've banned all of our books. You've banned Black history. You banned the 1619 Project. You don't have to compete with women for jobs. You've chased them out of the military. You've chased them out of the senior positions in the Department of Defense. You've gotten rid of all the Black history in the museums. Museums are terrified. I have contacts that I'm talking to inside of the Interior Department, people who are running all of those spaces where you can go and see a Civil War memorial or something. The people who work in these places are terrified. They're afraid to tell the real history. The people who are working for the federal government are afraid to say the word Black. You guys have canceled Black scholarships. You're damn near, I guess, ready to get rid of HBCUs. Donald Trump just recently said they're not going to fund any minority serving institution. Y'all have gotten rid of that. You've gotten rid of help for Black kids to go to college. What more do you want? What are you so angry about? I go every so often, I go and lurk and look on X Twitter. Y'all are the maddest people ever. Y'all are so angry for people who have everything. Y'all said you want your country back. You have it. The rest of us are sitting back and trying to keep our peace and preserve our peace while you all are running the country. If the airlines are crashing, that's you. That's the people you wanted to run the United States government. The FBI, y'all are laughing at them on X Twitter and saying that they look ridiculous. That's your FBI. They've purged the people who made the FBI what it was. It's not what you wanted. You have your podcasters running the FBI. You have your friend from the real world running the Department of Transportation. That's what you wanted. There's no longer a gay guy there. The gay guy's gone. The gay guy's at home with his kid and his husband. He's not in charge anymore. The Department of Justice is what you wanted. It's your Justice Department that won't release the Epstein files. If you're mad about the Epstein files, you shouldn't be mad at me and the left. You need to be mad at Donald Trump. You all have the country. You run every red state like it's already Project 2025. You won't let women have abortions in Texas. They're literally dying of sepsis. That's what you wanted. You wanted women to have only 6 weeks to get an abortion in Georgia. You got it. You wanted Texas to be a petri dish and a laboratory for every right-wing, anti-Black, anti-gay, anti-trans idea. And you also got rid of vaccines. Every child in Florida is now going to go to school with kids who could give them measles, mumps, and rubella and COVID. That's what y'all wanted. You now have a paradise in Florida where you can get sick, cough on people, let them die of whatever disease you're carrying. It's almost like you've got the pilgrims again that can come and cough on all the natives and take them out. That's what you wanted. You got it. You wanted Florida to be that. It's that. You wanted the United States to be Florida. It's that. But yet you all are still so angry. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. I don't mean to rant and rave, but I am genuinely trying to get to the bottom of what you all are so angry about. And I think I have a suspicion and I have a guess. What you all are angry about is that while you have gotten everything you wanted on the right, we on the other side won't give you love for it. We won't respect you for it. We won't hail you for it. We won't respect you and say, hey, we want to, have you at the Oscars. We want to fet you. We want to make you guys, we want to wrap our arms around you. You want us to embrace you. You don't just want to run us and tell us what to do and tell us what to think and tell us what to read and tell us what history we can have. You don't just want to tell us what to do. You want us to embrace you. What you really want is to sit at our table. You're mad because while you are running the country into the ground, you're destroying your own farmers with tariffs. You're destroying your own farmers by taking away their subsidies that used to go with USAID. You got what you wanted. They've ended the farm subsidies. These are the things y'all asked for. You got your big, beautiful budget. That's what you wanted. Trump gave it right to you. You got your permanent tax cut. You're still pissed because the left, the other side, the majority, we still cannot stand you. We cannot stand Christian nationalism. We don't want it. And because we will not say we want your Christian nationalism, we embrace your Christian nationalism. We like your Christian nationalism. We like you. Because we won't do that, that's why you're still mad. But guess what we're going to keep on doing? We're going to keep on being moisturized and unbothered, and we still not going to like it. We're never going to like Christian nationalism. We're never going to accept it. We're never going to be down with it. And our squad is bigger than your squad at the end of the day. We have the Boricuas. We got the Mexican Americans. They done woke up. They said, whoo, Lord, let's go ahead and go with these folks. We got the spicy whites. The spicy white folk are with us. They're with us. Right? We got the Asian Americans who've woken up and said, whoa, we better be with them. Right? Chinese Americans, they see you. Japanese Americans are like, you're going to do internment again? We see you.
South Koreans
are like, whoa, we see you. Y'all gonna kick the South Koreans out. Now you're going to cry because Georgia's going to have a worse economy because you're not going to get to have the South Koreans teaching y'all to have those high-tech jobs. The South Koreans are like, oh, well, sure hate it. Africa's like, we're just going to do business with each other. We got BRICS. We don't need y'all. Tourists are like, we don't need y'all. The African Americans, the Caribbean Americans are getting together and said, yo, why are we fighting each other? Caribbean Americans are like, yo, we were y'all. We've been hip hop together. Let's go off. And you're mad at us because we do not want to be with you. This America you want, that's yours, y'all.
I hear what you guys are saying about the whole don't shame MAGA back to the far right. Like, all of these people are waking up and we need to welcome them with open arms because we don't want the left to ostracize them so that they feel like all they have is the right. And then we just like repeat the cycles and we push them further and further away. I hear what you're saying. And it does make sense logically. Like, oh, we should resist the urge to say, I told you so. Oh, we shouldn't shame them for not knowing any better. We need to all come together now because it's not right versus left. It's up versus down and all that kumbaya bullshit. Okay. I get it. I am not one of those people. Because two things can be true at the same time. We can applaud the return of the prodigal son while also holding that ass to the fire. After the Civil War ended, Northern white people and the government in general didn't stand on business hard enough. And that's why we have MAGA today. Let's be clear.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. Again, I'm your host and presenter Eugene Docu Stories. Black folks have already seen white people for who they are. Black folks are saying that, you know what, we ain't getting into this one. This one is your fight. We didn't play part in messing the country. It's all your fault, and all you gotta do is fix it. You're the one who broke it, so you gotta fix it. There is no shortcut. There is no in-betweens. There is no escape. Black folks have seen you who you are. All you gotta do is fix it. But fix it without black folks, of course. Somebody said that they still aren't getting it. Black folks stepped back and said, get what you voted for. And watched. Then they didn't like it and now threw a bunch of protest marches and missed that all black magic and were wondering, why is everyone? Bill Maher even came out on his show and said that his cameraman wouldn't find one black protester at the No Kings march. I've never been more proud of black folks. It is because they are siphoning your energy and they need it to use it for the things that they want to do. And once they achieve it, they're gonna go back to their default setting, right? Somebody said that they can't see their own total ignorance, totally blind to world studies. This is why extraordinary public education is undoubtedly imperative. Homeschooling and private schools are failures. You know what? The logic behind all these things is that somebody wants you not to create a mess. You go on, you create the mess. And then after creating the mess, what do? You cry for help. You go ahead and cry to the people that warned you. And they warned you that this was going to happen. And you didn't listen. Now you want them to stand for you. You want them to do all these things for you. I mean, it's crazy and it's a problem. It's a double standard that you folks have. And you got to find a way of dealing with it. Somebody said that, why you think our people should fight for a nation that hate them, oppress, hang, redline, lie to about who we are in the Bible, use policy to oppress us, deny payments for free labor and abuse of life, keep us sick and feed us unsafe food. Not enough space to continue. Here's a question. When is this country going to fight for us? Our only safe place is in the shadow of the Most High in Christ. Right. Somebody said that FBAs are not wishing for the downfall of the US. We are not going anywhere. We love this country. I've never done anything to add it or get revenge, and fought in every war to defend it. We will not protest for anyone or fight your battle. We are resting peacefully in the shadow of Yahweh. We don't want advice from anyone, right? So I really don't know what you'll think about this, right? I really want to know what you think. Somebody say this is the last comment that I'm going to be reading. My people already survived white supremacy. We're not about to kneel and learn the new orders of a new oppressor where we still have no place among them. I'm going hard for America, period. You all talk because you have freedom to go to the library you don't use. I be there, and that's still the only safe place on earth to me. I have yet to witness racism there, period. Back on track. I'm from America and I bang sat at boy. Please let me know what you all think about this, right? As you know, I'm your host and presenter Unique Stories, but until then, let me see you in my next video.